Okay, this is an example of the learning block, and we looked at these the other day. I've changed the format around slightly. I've moved it from this idea of something like a flip chart with post-its on it, and I've now got the idea of putting it into just headings. Yeah? We can break these down later on. So let's have a look what we've got. So if we take the top bit, it's the theme. The theme of this particular learning block is in management theme. The learning block title is procurement, and that's procurement of services and works. I think that if we're doing other procurement, it may be just of works or whatever, and that's it. If we're looking at this idea, the infinity model, well, it's at the implementation stage, which is basically inception. I don't think it comes at conception, right, or viability. We're going to go inception here, and what it covers is both the project delivery and asset performance. So this is quite a good way of relating everything back to the infinity model, so you can see where it's come from. Its level is a level 6 module, so it's got learning outcomes. The prior cognitive acquisition of learning outcomes we'll be looking for, and again I'll make this a bit larger, but it gives you an example of this, is problem solving, undertaking research to support appropriate propositions and solutions, the collect and synthesize information to inform solutions, is what I expect someone to have when they come onto this particular module at level 6. It isn't specific to procurement, it's specific to a level 6 learning outcome. Now if we then look at the cognitive development of the learning 6 level outcome, it's got here a number of things, and I've broken them down into 4 main areas of analysis, which is here, right, where it breaks down the idea of complex scenarios. Right, we've got complexity now into level 6. Synthesize, putting them back together, right? Evaluating, making some kind of analysis, or no, an evaluation of in fact what you've done and why it's been done that way. And then here is the bit about technical content. So if you think about it, here these first 3 are really about the development of the intellect, the graduate attributes, and the final one is about the technical content, in fact subject knowledge that you need to develop the 3 above. Right? They're not in any particular order, they could be the other way around, but you can see now I've got the 2 strands put together, yeah, of learning outcomes or development of the intellect, first 3, and the last one here is the technical knowledge. So students leave now, this one here is far greater on the intellectual development, lifelong learning, etc., graduate attributes. I don't want to emphasise this too much, but if it was an MVQ, it would be far greater on the bottom 3, the bottom one, yeah, than it would be on the intellectual development. Graduate attributes, this is in, but this is only in, I haven't got the graduate attributes yet, right? So I've put that in there, and that's for me, for more of this idea of how to, so I don't have to format again, right? When I get the graduate attributes, I'll put them in there. The assessment, now assessment at this level, these are some ideas. This is not the way it's going to be assessed. These are some ideas. I've got individual assessment within a scenario-based group framework. I'm going to explain this later, but basically you're working in teams, but in fact you are assessed individually, and I'll explain how that's done when we come together on the 10th of September. I think open book examination, because we're not looking at memory tests, we're looking at the development of the person based on technical competence, and I've got in-class tests as well. These are not the only mechanisms of assessing, they're ones I can think of at the moment. We may want to expand this, and if anyone's got any other ideas, could you put them in? Then I've got mode of delivery. Mode of delivery is formal lecture, but I'm going to save it and broadcast it synchronously, which basically means that anyone can pick it up in real time, which is good when you're developing a learning environment, which also means, especially when it comes to part-time students or even full-time students that can't make it in, can actually get access to it in a full-time, in a real-time basis. And for asynchronous, because then what we do is we're building learning blocks up of information which can be accessed at a later date. Yeah? we're looking at group workshops, guest speakers, tutorials, discussion boards, etc, etc. I don't know what the etc's are at the moment. Again, if people would like to put them in, great. I then got to the next section is subject content. So prior subject acquisition, right? So this is not extensive, this is some ideas, but I would expect them to understand the composition of the construction project team, understanding of law and contract, construction finance, procurement of works, tendering, and the tendering process. So I can now look back, if this is a level 6 module when it's finished, I can look back to see where it's come from. I then have the content of this particular module. Yeah, you can have a look at this. I'll send this to everyone as well. And it goes through like that. And then signpost to the next learning block or blocks. This only applies to level 4 and 5. Okay? Because at level 6 the signpost out is into employment. That will be a graduate attribute signposting out as opposed to a subject knowledge sending out. I'm going to send this. For individuals, all you need to do is take out these headings, remain the same, take out the text and then put your own text about what you're going to do. Okay? But don't forget, this is not a module. This is a block of learning around a particular subject. And the idea is that when we come together on the 10th of September, we look at these and we follow the pathways through. For learning, for subject leaders, i.e. pathway leaders of building surveying, construction management, commercial management, architectural technology and building engineering, what they will do is develop a philosophy of their subject, and then we can see how that fits in to a model under which we can deliver the whole and entire course. Okay, that's that one finished.